Hello again, and welcome back to the Daily Download. And if this is your first time with us, where have you been? We start today in Bangkok, where Thailand's fugitive ex-Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra has been found guilty of corruption and sentenced to 2 years in prison by the Thai Supreme Court. The court says he violated conflict of interest rules in helping his wife buy land from a state agency well below market value. The couple fled to the UK in August, saying they wouldn't get a fair trial. The verdict is music to the ears of thousands of protesters who have occupied the Prime Minister's office compound since August. They say the government is too connected to Mr. Thaksin and should resign. The administration of Prime Minister Somchai Wongsawat, who is Thaksin's brother-in-law, has been virtually paralyzed by the protests. Pro-independence protesters attacked a visiting Chinese envoy in the southern Taiwanese city of Tainan. Naturally, this didn't go over very well in Beijing. As you can see, Zhang Mingjing is shoved to the ground, and this guy doing his I Want Independence for Taiwan dance on the envoy's car. Mr. Zhang is China's semi-official liaison for relations with Taiwan, which Beijing regards as a breakaway province. The attack on Mr. Zhang, who was not hurt, was shown on television news broadcasts across Taiwan, inflaming tensions between the pro-independence and pro-Beijing camps. China has claimed sovereignty over Taiwan since the end of China's civil war in 1949. China insists Taiwan must be reunited with the mainland by force if necessary. India and Pakistan have opened a trade route across their disputed border in divided Kashmir for the first time in 6 decades. A convoy of 13 trucks filled with fruit, honey, and other goods crossed the line of control into the Pakistan-controlled part of Kashmir Tuesday. From the Indian side, 14 trucks with Pakistani goods will cross into the Indian-controlled side later. But regular trade will be restricted to just 4 trucks from each side once a week. The crossing was the first since 1947, when the South Asian rivals fought the first of 2 wars over the Himalayan region. An agreement to open the crossing to trade was reached last month. And speaking of trade, our weekly global web chat, Talk to America, we'll be looking at the extraordinary craftsmanship behind the eye-popping jeweled eggs of Carl Fabergé. Author Toby Faber chronicles the history of these eggs, imperial objects that grew from an egg that Fabergé created for Russia's Tsar back in 1885. Join T2A live for the story right here on voanews.com, Wednesday, October 22nd at 1800 UTC. The sole survivor of history's most famous shipwreck is parting with the last links to her historic past. Milvina Dean was just 2 months old when she was rescued from the Titanic after it dropped into the North Atlantic.
My mother and my father and a sailor helped us on deck, and that's how we were saved. I was so small, they couldn't get me. Couldn't get me in a lifebelt, so I was put in a sack and put overboard.
Her father, shown here, didn't survive the disaster. With no belongings, the rest of the family was taken to New York before returning to Britain. The few items she has left, this suitcase given to her by generous New Yorkers, had been full of clothes. Along with letters and rare paintings of the Titanic, the items will be sold at auction. Miss Dean wants to raise about $5,000 to pay for her medical bills, but her keepsakes are expected to get much more this weekend. Miss Dean, good luck to you. I have a feeling your medical bills will be taken care of. They certainly should be. That's it for the download today. See you tomorrow.